We assume
Hello.
if this course, we assume it's a piece of bread, is about to get rotten already. I want to throw it away. So no matter how,
出毛嚟啲啊，出毛咗啦，
yeah, no matter how we have to
生嗰啲毛咗啦。
yeah, no matter how we must reheat the bread, and then force ourselves to swallow it.
嗱，要搽少少butter落去先。
But anyway, we try to go, okay, or then see how it's. Wow, go home, look so fat become a fatty guy already.
喲，咩講？我成日話師傅出嚟㗎。
呢個 paper big, the bone structure is big lah.
Yeah, like Kung Fu Panda. Okay. So we continue lah. Okay. Let's just try our best to recall lah. Okay, let's take a look Well, basically, actually, we are trying to the new chapter, new section today. Actually, let's see. We are going to compendium of the object. Maybe let me try to recall you, class. We are in the chapter 3. Class C. In the very beginning, we talk about the feeling, the root, the function, the door. Now two more is one is the object, one is the basis to finish the chapter 3. Actually, through this classes experience in the Chinese class chapter 1, every lesson I take about 10 to 15 minutes, let them to memorize the thing which they're supposed to memorize. But we didn't do here. So that's why all the diagram you have to memorize yourself. Now is the time you feel suffering. So that's why in order to catch up, memorize the diagram, understand the definition is a crucial point here. Okay, basically in chapter 3, the purpose of chapter 3 is we path the way for the chapter 4, because in chapter 4 we start to talk about how is the, we call it a mind-door connected process and the five-door connected process happening. In order to make all the things happen, we need the condition. So number first, we talk about that all the consciousness 89, they got the feeling, and then they all got the roots. Okay, so remember the feeling usually we talk the feeling is either you get a joy or suffering, or neither suffering nor joy. So that is the feeling only. Then the second we talk about the root. Root means what? It could be no root, it could be double root, it could be triple root. So basically we talk about if this is a good root, it's a non-greedy, non-hatred, and non-delusion. Okay, for you and I, we believe that we got 3 root because if let's say we don't have the non-delusion root, meaning to say we don't have the the wisdom faculty, so no matter how hard we do the vipassana and samatha, we can't achieve. Even though we try to do the good deeds for the giving, it doesn't have a very good outcome in the next life. So basically, we assume we got all 3 root, and the worst people is the no root. So if you reborn without any root, you will be a mental retarded person, bring damage, very serious one. So that is the one. And then also got somebody they reborn with the 2 root only. So without delusion, without the wisdom faculty, but he possesses non-greedy and non-hatred. These 2 root. So this type of people usually, whatever they do, they can't have a future life. They don't have a very good outcome for do the samatha vipassana. Okay, then from the root we go back to the section number 3. We talk about the function. Basically we got 14 function. Okay, because for all the consciousness, 89 consciousness, they can't run away from the function. Okay, so class number 1, the function is we call it to reborn. Okay, the second to die. Okay, and the third one we call it as a vipaka. So basically, once we reborn as a human, our vipaka, which is our bhavanga, will keep on continuous until the last moment we pass away. So the continuity, rise and fall of the bhavanga, this is one of the function. Okay, then once we start to take a look to the object. Okay, we try to take a look, we hear something. So there will be have some a lot of mental consciousness processor. Okay, for example, we will receiving. Okay, when we hear the object, we start to let me find out. English a little bit difficult for me to remember. You see, if we go to the door, okay, function. So let's take a look. So this is the function 14, meaning to say that we are going to see something. Okay, once we see something, the object we're going to impact the nerve of our eye. Then the first consciousness arises. We call it as eye consciousness. So meaning to say, let's take a look. After the eye consciousness, then there will be the disappeared, falling. Then the receiving consciousness will arise. Okay, receiving consciousness arise. Then one is gone. Then investigating come, and it gone. Determining arise, and then jhana is we creating the karma. Okay, class, remember. Okay, for example, once you this type of a consciousness, cognitive consciousness, actually they got two process. One is happen in our eye consciousness. It's happening in our in the nerve of our eye, and then later on the information will pass to the brain. Then we call it as a mitochondrial process. Okay, for mitochondrial process, it will again, it happen in this way. For example, you see, it will go through by using all this determining jhana registration, and then the jhana is the crucial because it's going to create the karma during in the jhana process. Okay, so this is, we call it as a function of the mind. We use it to explain how we see and how our mental working, and when we pass away, everything happen here. Then we go to the door. Door is more simple. Basically, it's an eye door, ear door, nose door, tongue door, body door, and the mind door. Basically, we can understand all the door. They are using one word. We call it as what you see. Let's see the door. Door meaning to say we need to say our mind and the consciousness. We try to react to the external world through the door. So usually the door means all the nerve system, the sensitive matter. So finally, the mind door actually is our brain. So that's how we respond to the external world. So this is what all we learned before. And then if you go to the diagram, see the door. Okay, so the exercise is you try to go through by yourself. You will understand which type of the mind, which type of the consciousness, you see, nose, tongue, body, mind. So which one of the conscious, 89, among all the 89 consciousness, which one will arise as through the door? Then you have to able to find it out. Okay, so this is what we learned before. Actually, I want to ask whether you're okay, not okay. Actually, even though you say you're not okay, I just continue only because I don't know what to do already if you say you're not okay. But as a courtesy, shall I know, are you okay or not? Have you go through all the diagram actually? The diagram, you do the exercise. Sally, how about your promise? Do you keep your promise to do all the Excel work or not?
I've not done it yet, no, Sipo.
Oh, haven't done it yet.
I was going halfway, but I couldn't finish it.
Oh.
So after that, so many things happen, I have no chance to do it.
I thought I actually when you lie in the hospital, I thought well, you're very lucky because you don't need to go to the help for the Fahui, then you type yourself in the bed and do the abhidhamma. But it doesn't happen this way.
冇精神啊，冇精神啊。
Oh, yeah.
You feel very tired. Like now also a little bit tired. I don't know why. Yesterday okay, today like that one.
Just cannot fully recover lah. Yeah.
I tried to do it. The day I did try, but then just cannot finish it.
Yeah. I know the brain cannot work out. How about Elena? Elena should be worse than Sally, am I right? Wisdom Sally.
I think so. I think so.
You think so? Okay. But how about the chapter 2? I mean, the chapter 2 you haven't finished yet, right? For the calculation, all this thing. Chapter 2 not yet
Chapter 2, I think I finished.
finished. Just the chapter
Chapter
3
2
haven't.
Yes, no, chapter
Okay.
3.
Never mind. I think we just okay. So that case, shall I just proceed or shall I just go start or how?
I think you proceed lah.
I
Yes.
just proceed lah. Okay, I think because we got 2 more sections, let me proceed to chapter 3 first. Then we see how if possible, if you need it, we restart again chapter 1 and do like the Chinese one, force you to memory before proceed, force you to memory all the diagram. And then you will be capable to absorb everything. Okay, so now we go to the object. So class, basically in Abhidhamma, object is not difficult. Okay, for example, you see this is the object. You are seeing it, right? Then we hear the sound. Okay, the object. Okay, then we smell, we touch. Meaning to say, wherever there will be some mental activity, there must be some object involved. In Abhidhamma, one consciousness only will react to one object only. For every one single every single moment, there will be only one consciousness. There won't be 2 consciousness. So for every one consciousness arises, there must be one object. Okay. So basically, for eye, we see the thing. There must be the object. We call it as the color, the external thing. Okay. Then when we hear, there must be the sound as an object. Okay. Likewise. Okay. But the most complicated is our heart, our mind. Because the object of our mind, nowadays mind we understand is the brain. So basically the brain, the object is most complicated. The reason is sometimes whatever we see, the world we understand is not the world we see. The world we understand is the world which our brain present. So meaning to say that we construct the world through the brain, but not through all the 5 faculties. But anyway, all the message, all the information from the 5 faculty go into the brain, then a complete understanding process will happen to me. So you see or not? And then one thing is for our brain, we can recall. So meaning to say we can recall the past. So the object could be the past. Okay, and the object could be the future because we can planning our future, right? For all the artistic, they have some, or they want to create a new thing. So meaning to say the brain will involve. Okay, and then this is how the complicating part is. The brain will involve the object from the past and the future. So even the Abhidhamma, the diagram, the Chinese one, some I also cannot fully understand. I don't know how they put it. So we make it simple. We do the simple part. How is the diagram? We do the diagram in the simple part. And then secondly, besides it involves the object involve a present, a future. Okay, the brain involve all this. Then some more thing is sometimes in some 89 consciousness from jhana onwards to the Maggaphala, they don't involve any faculty. For example, Sally, what do you eat in the breakfast?
Me.
Okay, so your brain come up me, right? So okay, where did the me, the image go into your brain?
Sorry?
Okay, where did the image of the brain come to in your brain? From the eye, right? Because morning, you take the noodle, you see first, then you eat. Okay, so meaning to say the whole message is complete, go into the brain. After you see it, you chew it, you taste it, and even you involve all the organ. So now you can recall it. But you know not, sometimes our mental, some information, it just come out without going through all the organ. For example, you got why some people can dream of the ancestor. The ancestor doesn't send the message through the ear, to the eye, to the nose. No, directly go through to the mind, to the brain. So that's why sometimes our brain itself can receive the message. But it's quite hard to, just very few people can do this only. And then, for example, dreaming, you see or not, all the dream not necessarily go through all the organ. Sometimes our brain just create the thing by itself. Or sometimes very ridiculous. Sometimes, even the time and the space all have been distorted. Inside the dream, when anything is distorted, it's very illogic. So our brain can create all the things. So this is what abhidhamma we're going to learn it. But the more important is the jhana and the vipassana. The jhana and also the nibbana. Because these two things you have to experience through your brain. So if let's say people say they achieve the jhana through the eye, through the ear, there must be something wrong already. Because no matter how, if let's say those days Elena go to do the chanting, you say, oh, energy very strong, I see the light. Actually, you don't see the light through your eye, it's through the brain. Meaning to say that when you start to concentrate, then our mind will create another, we call it as a paripaka nimitta, ugaha nimitta. It will appear in our brain. So this brain meaning to say the brain function and this nimitta will try to occupy the whole brain and let you feel, oh, I'm in the jhana. So that's why we experience the jhana through the mind door, the brain, but without relying all this stuff of the organ. But maybe in the beginning, we have to use the organ to begin. The anapanasati, we are using the touching. Kasina, we use the eye. But finally, it will be independently unfolded in the brain. Okay, nowadays, a lot of scientists can do the scanning MRI, the brain to prove the jhana. How is the brain working? But vipassana, no. Because nowadays, no arahant so free and go look for the scientist to scan the brain. So we don't know. But we know must be involved the brain. And then a lot of things can explain. For example, as an arahant, according to our definition, arahant is the those without any sleeping, without any sleeping hindrances already. So meaning to say, he doesn't need to sleep. And without any wandering, without any wandering mind, meaning to say, the brain are totally stopped already. They won't function at that part for the particular part. So we know that, there must be something to do with the brain particular part. By using the vipassana, we are able to change the brain structure and the brain function, so they behave no greedy, no hatred, and no stupidity. So this is how we see the difference. Okay, so this is the brief. Okay, so now we go back to the very monotonous abhidhamma. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, let's see. So we go to this part. Compendium of the object. Okay, so Sally, can you please read the passage? Analysis of the object, please. Page 135, according to my PDF file.
Analysis of objects. In the compendium of objects, there are 6 kinds of objects, namely visible form object, sound object, smell object, taste object, tangible object, and mental object. Therein, visible form itself is visible form object. Likewise, sound, etc. are sound object, etc. But mental object is 6-fold. Sensitive matter, subtle matter, consciousness, mental factors, nibbana, and concepts. Guide to 16. Analysis of objects. Every consciousness, along with its associated mental factors, necessarily takes an object, for consciousness itself essentially consists in the activity of cognizing an object. In Pali, 2 principal words are used to denote an object. One is aramana, derived from the root word to delight in. The other one is alambana, derived from an altogether different root meaning, to hang on to. Thus, the object is that which consciousness and its concomitants delight in, that which they hang on to. In this section, the author will first specify the kinds of object. Then he will determine which kinds of object occur through each of the 6 doors, as well as to the door 3 consciousness. Finally, he will determine the range of objects taken by each type of consciousness. 6 kinds of the objects. In the Abhidhamma, 6 kinds of objects are recognized corresponding to the 6 senses. The first 5 are all included in the category of materiality. 4 of these, visible form, sound, smell, and taste, are considered to be kinds of derived matter, upada rupa, that is secondary material phenomena dependent on the principal elements of matter. The tangible object is identified with 3 of the 4 primary elements themselves. The earth element or solidity, which is experiment by touch as hardness or softness. The fire element, which is experienced as heat or cold, and the air element, which is experienced as dissension or pressure. The 4th primary element, the water element, has the characteristics of cohesion, and this, according to Abhidhamma, cannot be experienced as a datum of touch, but can only be recognized through the mind door.
Okay, thank you so much. Try to digest these 2 parts first.
See, if you make it slightly bigger, can I?
Can, of course.
Thank you.
依家應該盲嘅都睇到啦，學 Sally 嗬，
係啊。
係我都睇到嗬。Okay, class, not very difficult. Let's take a look. You see, this one just I mentioned. You see, every consciousness associated with the mental factor. Sometimes mental factor also called co-committant. You see, not concomitant. It's a mental factor is the same. necessary takes an object. Okay, so we go back to the definition. Okay, object it could be aramana and alambana. So it's delight to or to hang on to. So class, you see, according to Abhidhamma, meaning to say that once I see the object, actually according to the definition of object, meaning to say our mind, our consciousness and the mental factor, they are trying to hang on it. So that is the meaning of Abhidhamma. Quite surprised, right? How come it go in this way? Because it's without the object, our mind cannot interact. In order to interact with them, so through the door, so the mind will try to cling on that, will hang on it and rely on it. So once I rely on it, it start to have the consecutive activity appear. Okay, so let's take a look. So this is the definition that we understand. Aramana and alambana. You see or not? So they say this the object is that they say consciousness and its concomitant delight in and hang on to. So that's the definition. Okay. So we got 6 kind of object. You see, very easy one: visible form, sound, smell, and the touch. They say basically are considered the kind of the derived matter. This is how Abhidhamma to give the definition, derived matter. So meaning to say that whenever we try to, a cup of coffee, we try to smell, actually the derived matter, we try to directly to interact with the derived matter. Derived matter meaning to say originally we got, how should I put it? Let's see. Derived matter means 所造色, upata rupa. Let's see first. Okay, basically, okay, let me see first. Okay. Let's come here. The tangible object is identified with 3 of the 4 primary elements. Okay, class, basically for Abhidhamma, we got primary elements and we got derived matter. Primary element meaning to say if the earth, water, fire, and the wind. But basically, all these 4 we will understand by experience it only. Okay, and then for these four of them, with a combination of them, it will appear derived matter. So that is the relationship between both of them. Okay, let's see. Okay, then it say derived matter. It say tangible 4 primary matter, earth. By how we know the earth by the solidity. Okay, and we experience the hardness and the softness. Okay, then the fire element we by experience the heat and the cold, and then this is the air, and the air element we experience to the distinction or the pressure. And then here, according to the Abhidhamma, the water element cannot be can only be understood through the mind door only. So that is according to the Abhidhamma. So this is six kind of the object. So basically, all the visible form, all the smell we smell, all they are considered as a derived matter. Meaning to say they are derived from the primary. No matter what we smell, what we hear, what we touch, they are all considered derived matter. Okay, so we start from here. We continue with the next one. We call it as a mental object. It's 6-fold. Yes, Elena, can you please read the passage? Mental object is 6-fold. On the mic, please, Elena.
Mental object is 6-fold. Each of the first 5 objects can be cognized in any of this way. 1. Through its own experience sense door process. 2. Through the mind door process. And 3. By the process spread chittas occurring in the roles of rebirth linking, bhavana, and death. Mental objects, the objects of the 6th class, cannot be cognized at all through a sense door process. They can be cognized only by the chittas of a mind door process or by the process spread chittas that occur independent of the sense door. 6 kinds of object fall into category of mental object. Dhammaranamana, sensitive matter, pasadara rupa, is a sensory receptive substance in the 5 sense organ. It is fivefold: eye sensitivity, ear sensitivity, etc. Subtle matter, Sukhumarupa, includes 16 species of material phenomena enumerated below. Among them is the water element. Chitta is also a type of mental object. Through chitta experiences object, chitta in turn can become an object. It should be noted that a chitta in its immediacy cannot become its own object, for the cognizer cannot cognize itself. But a chitta in an individual mental continuum can experience earlier chittas in that same continuum, as well as the chittas of other beings. The 52 chittasikas can also become objects of a mind door process. As for example, when one becomes aware of one's feeling, volition, and emotions, nibbana becomes the object of chittas occurring in the mental processes of noble individuals, both trainees and arahats. Concepts, the class of conventional realities, things which do not exist in the ultimate sense, also fall into the category of mental object.
Please continue classification by way of the door.
For all types of idol consciousness, visible form alone is the object, and that pertains only to the present. Likewise, sounds, etc., are the object of ear door consciousness, etc., and those too pertain only to the present. Excuse me. But the object of the mind door consciousness is of 6 kinds, and that object may be present, past, future, or independent of time, according to circumstances. Further, in the case of a door fret consciousness, that is, rebirth linking, life continuum, and death consciousness, the object is 6-fold, and according to the situation, that object has usually been apprehended in one of the 6 doors in the immediately preceding existence as either a present or past object or as a concept. It is known as karma, or as a sign of karma, or as a sign of destiny.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's try to digest these 2 paragraphs.
See what you need to change. I can't see you.
See what?
I can't see what you're doing.
Oh, you can't see. Okay.
Only see your face, cannot see your computer.
Oh, yeah. No. Actually, something wrong. I just redo the sharing, will be fine. Okay. Okay.
Okay now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, finish. So let's take a look. Here, according here, you see, mental object is sixfold. So class, take a look. First 5 object with the corresponding sense door. So meaning to say, visible form is the eye, the sound is the ear, all this, okay, etc. So simple. But next, let's take a look. It says, second one is through the mind door, okay, and the third one is the process-free chitta. Class, remember, process-free chitta, it means what? Rebirth, linking, bhavanga, and death. Basically, rebirth, bhavanga, and rebirth, bhavanga, and the death, we don't. It's not an active process. We call it as a passive usually. So we call it as a process-free. And so we don't see it actually. Basically. Then the last one, take a look. You see, the object of the 6 classes cannot be recognized at all through the sense door. You see or not? See, the object of the 6th class. Let's see. The 6th class meaning to say is the mind door. Basically, to the mind door, it cannot be recognized through all the sense door. Okay, all the sense door. They can only recognize by the citta itself. Okay, or by the process-free citta, they occur independent of the sense door. Meaning to say what? You see, basically, what we try to say is, okay, if let's say our brain, we start to have the wandering mind. So this wandering mind, you cannot perceive by the ear, by the eye, ear, nose, tongue. No. Whatever appeared in your mind only can be recognized by the brain itself. So we call it as a mind door. But one thing is, the moment when you die or the rebirth, according to Abhidhamma, actually, the mind door still able to recognize it, to see it, but not through all the door. So meaning to say, our mind door or our brain actually is the most important and most spatial organ to run out all the thing. You see in that class, everything we can see we can understand the thing, not through the eye. The eye itself cannot understand. It must go to the brain, to the mind. So that's why we call it the mind. The mind door is the very crucial and important thing to go through all the process. Now we got 6 categories of the object. So number 1, you see, is fall under the mental object, meaning to say that class, all these 6 categories can only be recognized by our brain only. Number 1 is the sensitive matter. You see, what does it mean sensitive matter? Class, you see, this is the eye, you see or not? This is the nerve, is the sensitive matter. And the ear, you see or not? Here is the nerve, is also the sensitive matter. And let's take a look. This is the nose. Here is the sensitive matter, the nerve. And then is the tongue. Okay, inside the tongue, we got the nerve, is the sensitive matter. Likewise, is the body, you see or not? The body is also the sensitive matter. According to Abhidhamma, you can understand all this nerve through the brain itself. Why? Why the brain can see the nerve in the eye, but not the eye to see the nerve by itself? Why? You understand my question or not? Sally, do you understand my question? Okay, okay. If let's say you understand, can you see the nerve of your eye now? You think can or cannot? Cannot, right? So how? Class, by jhana. Once you attain to the jhana, you got the nimitta, right? Like what Elena said. Actually, during the vipassana, they will use the nimitta like a torchlight, go to observe the eye, the nerve, all the nerve. Because why? We have a perception that eye occur. Why we have the perception? The perception of eye is due to the continuity of the mind door process. And once you try to analyze this, actually the mind door process is triggered by the nerve. Okay, the nerve, and then we got the object, and once the object impinged the eye nerve, the consciousness appeared. Once the consciousness appeared, and we go through to the brain, And then a lot of nerve, they will start to relate to each other to make you understand. But the whole thing, it goes so fast. It makes us feel that it is so real. And then we start to create the karma from the whole learning, from the whole process. But the jhana, the nimitta of the light, able to penetrate all these types of things. You're able to see, oh, actually, the learning, whatever we see, actually, it is combination for all the factors. And even though the true learning process, the whole mental continuous process, and even we start to know the thing, we see the thing, then we have a craving over it because we thought this is a permanent object. It's so real. But once you use the vipassana skills to analyze it, you notice that actually nothing to attach for it. See or not? So that's why during Vipassana, they're going to use the nimitta, go to analyze all the nerve system in the body, because they are the one which trigger our consciousness, respectively. Okay, so number one, so we said that why the pasata rupa, is it not? This one, number one, pasata rupa, sensitive matter, is belongs to the mental object. Second is the subtler matter. Subtler matter is the 16 species of material phenomena. Class, we will study it in chapter number 6. Okay. If at least two of you still want to stay back, and the one who in the airport, at least then we will sustain to the chapter number 6, then we'll come back and see how come this thing can only could be perceived by our brain. Okay, yes, Kok Hong, you should support us by showing a thumb, right? Yeah, maybe he is having pizza in the airport now. Okay, okay.
No,
Next,
I'm okay.
are you okay? All right. You see, next.
Okay.
Oh, you're okay. You see, next is the chitta. Okay, class. Basically, the brain itself can perceive the chitta. Of course, what? Okay, because you see, I know what I think. You see, I feel bad. Why I feel bad? Actually, we are using our brain, our chitta, to cognize our chitta. See or not? Am I right? The chitta can cognize the chitta. So that's the third one is the chitta itself. Is the type of the mental object. Okay. All right, and then next is the 52 Cettasika. In chapter 2, all the Cettasika could be the object of the mental process. All the 52 Cettasika could be could be cognized by the mind, by the Chitta itself. And then the one more is the Nibbana. Nibbana can be the object, okay? But of course, only for Arahant and trainee, they are able to perceive it to the brain. But so far, according to I understand, once the jhana appeared, actually almost the whole brain will be used up. Especially the brain involved the hearing and the brain involved to the seeing. So that's why for those that go to the very deep jhana, they don't see and they don't hear, especially they don't hear because you're closing your eye. Why? Because all the nerves have been used up already. Even though the nose relate to the brain, all the brain will be used up. So even though some people cook the curry or coffee, you don't smell it. Once after the meditation, you try to withdraw yourself. You try to, just now you borrow all the nerve from the brain to form the nimitta. So now you try to return all the nerve back to the brain. So it takes time. So that's why actually I've been in Earth for about more than 10 years. Just one guy really go to the very deep jhana, and the mind really borrow up all the nerve to go into the jhana. So after the meditation, I'm so worried he go back. Because once he go back, because once the nerve belongs to the eye, haven't returned to the eye, haven't returned to the ear, you are still in a very ngong the状态, the situation, because you haven't fully used all the nerve yet. So once you drive, it will be very dangerous. So that's why after the meditation, if you really go very deep jhana, it take times for you to recover. To let the mind to return the nerve to the respective organ. So get it or not? So that's why Elena, so our class, if let's say you've got the nimitta, you should go deeper to use on nimitta to do all this vipassana. You should experience it, not just superficial. Because we do the chanting, bowing, it's very, very superficial. It doesn't go very deep to the brain. What should you do? You should go very deep to the brain and let your chitta bore up all the nerve system to explore the jhana. But the nibbana is the thing I cannot explain with the modern neurology. Because so far, no people can help me. Maybe Sally, Sally, you like a problem, you do meditation, if you can achieve to the nibbana, please borrow your brain, and I need an MRI to scan the whole brain. They'll be very wonderful. So far, no people do it yet. Okay, but the jhana, yes, people can do it now. Okay, so that's what we call it, nibbana. Last one is the concept. Concept also is the mental object. What does it mean, concept? Class basically, if something happen, okay, by the formation, by cause and condition, we call it as a concept. Like Sally, you try to visualize morning, the noodle appeared in your brain. That is a concept. I call your name Sally. Sally itself is the concept. Okay. So in a simple way, meaning to say that concept is something is so called as the labeling, to label the whole world. Once we label the whole world, then we start to form our language. So Sally, if let's say you say, Sally, you say, okay, morning I eat the noodle. The noodle is very delicious. So meaning to say, morning, eat, noodle, delicious, all this actually is a label. See or not? It's a label. So this type of the labeling we learn during the childhood. Our mother teaches us that, oh, this is the noodle. Oh, this is the feeling of the delicious. Oh, this is how. And then we form all the label in the verbal form. Then we use it as a communication. So this also we call it as a concept. The concept only can perceive by the brain, the mind only. Because of course what? How can you use the eye, the ear, and the nose to form the concept? Cannot what? Must be the brain. So this is the sixth category, only can be cognized by the mind or our mental only. Okay? Clear? The thing clear, Okay, so now we go further. The further one will be more deeper, which is out of your mind. Okay, let's see what is out of our mind. Okay, let's see. So just now, Elena, go through the classification. Now, Sally, please go to the guide for all type of the I-door consciousness, please. Okay.
I thought you did not finish this one.
No. He just finished this only, but he has
No,
haven't
you
started
finished
the
the
guide yet. Guide 17 for
Oh,
all.
just do the guideline. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
For all types of I-door consciousness, in an I-door cognitive process,
Sorry,
all
class. Can you stop a moment? We stop a moment. Okay. Okay. Let's continue. Okay. Then let's take a look. Just now, I think Sally stopped reading. So please continue for all type of the I-door consciousness, please.
For all types of the I-door consciousness, in an I-door cognitive process, all the chittas pertaining to that process take the visible form as their object. The visible form is not the object solely of I consciousness. The five door averting consciousness, the receiving, investigating, and determining consciousness. The javanas and the registration chittas also occur with the same visible form as their object. Further, these chittas occurring in an I-door process take visible form alone, rupa eva, as object. Within that process, they cannot cognize any other kind of object. And that pertains only to the present. The word present is used here in the sense of momentary presence. That is in reference to what has actually been at the present moment of experience. Since material phenomena have a slower rate of change than the mental phenomena, a single visible form can remain present to all the chittas in the process occurring in the eye door. So too for the objects of the other physical senses. The object of mind door consciousness, the chittas that arise in the mind door process can recognize any of the 5 physical sense objects as well as all types of mental objects inaccessible to the chittas in a sense door process. Mind door chittas can also recognize an object belonging to any of the 3 periods of time, past, present, or future, or the one that is independent of time, kalavimuta. This last expression applies to Nibbana and concepts. Nibbana is timeless because its intrinsic nature, sabhava, and is without arising, change, and passing away. The concepts are timeless because they are devoid of any intrinsic nature. According to circumstances, the Vibhavinitika explains, according to whether the chittas are sense sphere javanas, direct knowledge javanas, the remaining subline javanas, etc., for all the sense sphere javanas except the small producing consciousness, take objects of the 3 times as and timeless objects. The small producing consciousness takes only objects of the 3 times. The direct knowledge chittas, abhidhamma-miscellenous, take objects of the 3 times as well as the timeless. The subline javanas take timeless objects, that is the concepts, except for the 2nd and 4th immaterial jhanas, which take past chittas as objects. The supramundane javanas take a timeless object, nibbana.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Okay, finish, Sally. Okay, so let's continue. So class, at this, the whole section, you see, basically, once we talk about visible form, okay, for example, we hear something, the sound, so there will be the ear consciousness. So according to Abhidhamma, actually, not the ear consciousness arises only. Actually, they will involve, class, remember, 5 door everything, receiving, investigating, determining, jhana, and registration. Class, remember, the jhana is the moment to create the karma. So here, the meaning just according to the name, receiving is receiving the object, meaning to say that our class, for example, when you hear when you see something, okay, eye consciousness arises. Then before the eye consciousness, there must be the 5 dot adverting. Advert from where? From Bhavanga to, from the Bhavanga to the free Bhavanga. See or not? Because Abhidhamma theory is like that. Bhavanga, you just class, you just make it like it's our brain, you see. So normally, once you close your eye, you do nothing, actually there wouldn't be any other connective process, the activity from the eye to the brain. So once you see something, you open your eye, you see the color already. So meaning to say that from here, our brain situation will be in the sleeping mood, go to the activation mode. So here we call it as we from a Bhavanga to the free Bhavanga, we will lift the Bhavanga and go to the active mode. So there will a switching part, we call it as a 5 door adverting. So this is a 5 door adverting, is move earth from sleeping mode to the active mode, and then we start to react or response to the object. So the second, we are receiving the object. So the receiving will disappear. Then investigating, we investigate the object. Then will be disappeared. And then determining consciousness will determine it, and then will disappear. And then go to the jhana. So the moment of the jhana is the moment to create the karma. So class, remember, for this, all this, the process, actually it happened twice, you see. So in the number 1, it happened in the eye nerve first. Then the second, from the five door consciousness, we go into the mind door consciousness. That part is what happened in the brain. The brain part is more crucial. Both involve the jhana, but here the jhana is more strong. Okay, because the information we keep on from the eye go to the brain, keep on from the eye to the brain, and the brain will start to have create the karma upon on it. So after creating the karma, where does it store? Yes, after creating the karma, let's say okay, so okay, Elena, let's say you see the cup. Oh, you like it a lot. So the mind thought, oh, very beautiful, very beautiful. So tomorrow I will buy it. Then where is the information go, Elena? The brain. In Buddhism, usually remember we use one word, alaya consciousness. So it will be storage in the alaya consciousness. Then tomorrow, from the alaya consciousness, the storage will appear again. It will remind you, oh, I should go to buy the cup. Then you go to buy the cup. Okay. But finally, you don't. Since you don't have enough money to buy the cup, so Elena, you plan to break the glass. Then carry it. So you see or not, meaning to say when you do all the activity, it will ingrain again back to the brain. So this time, whatever you create in the future, it will be ripened. So this one sure is the bad karma. The consequences may be imprisonment in the jail time. Your jail time may be the vibhaka. So this is how we mention the karma create. Then next see class so according to here, you say for all this is the present moment. Class, remember, for Abhidhamma, brain is involved past, present, and future. Easy to understand. Just now I quote the example. But for all the mind door, if you talk about the time, only present moment only. See or not? Now you see the cup, right? So this is the present moment. It couldn't be past, it couldn't be the future, because our eye can only present moment only. Likewise, ear, nose, tongue, it's the same. Okay, if let's say, for example, recently the durian season, we try to recall to the durian, but anyway, that one is still is the brain, not the nose, because we recall through the brain. So always remember all the object, if you talk about the time, only present involved. Okay, but they got a few is very, how to say, it's like a physics, you really need some imagination to understand it. Okay, let's go one by one. You see, you say material phenomena slower rate of changing from the mental phenomena. So class, always bear in mind that you see when you see one object, you see class, here is the Pali term for the consciousness. Okay, let me check for you the English one. Class, this is the diagram. Let me show you. It's a chapter 4. Okay, so this one is the, let's see, the limit Javana process 166. Let me show you the English one. Okay, so class, this is the one you see. Here, if this is, let's say it is the clear object. Okay, list of the table. Mind the process. Okay, so this is the object. Let's see. The ABC is the Pali term. We can see the, this is the page 161. You see or not? In the, let's say it is a great object, there will be totally 16 of the consciousness. Okay, class, take a look. P pas bhavanga, see or not? V is a vibrational bhavanga, meaning to say this is in the sleeping mood. Okay, then for the F class is a 5 dot adverting the F, meaning to say we are from the sleeping mood and go to the active mode. This is all we call it as an active mode. Okay, RC is the receiving, see or not? RC is the receiving. Then the I, okay, is the investigation. So this is the whole thing. You see or not? The lifespan for a material object is longer than the mental. Usually, it can sustain for 16 moments. Plus, totally, they got 16 moments here. So for an object, for example, Elena, just now you see the cup. So this object, when you reach to your mind, when this information impeach your eye, this one can sustain at least 16 moments. To let the whole connected process continuing go through the whole thing. So that's why for mental, for example, just now I said trying to recall your me, but very soon only will disappear. If compare, I mean for the material. So this is why during we do the vipassana, we used to do the not rupa first, but not the nama, because nama so fast, not everybody can catch it. But for the material, visible object, is 16 times slower than the nama. So that's why usually we observe the rupa during the vipassana. Okay? Except you are very smart, very wisdom, or usually we must observe the rupa first. We do observe the nama first. Okay, and because you can sustain very long, then you can observe it one by one easily for you. Okay, then next let's take a look. Let me try to finish it, then we dismiss the class. Okay, so this is the meaning here. Then you see, object of the mind door consciousness. Mind door involved the time is past, present, future. But they got one more concept is independent of time, meaning to say they are the timeless one, which is the nibbana and the concept. Yes, we can understand through our brain also. Class, if you type out the time and the brain, if you tell you which part of the brain correlates to sense the time, you see. What does time is the brain mean? Which part of the brain responsible for the time? Hippocampus and the medial endocrine cortex. So which part is it? For example, hippocampus are easy for us to understand. Hippocampus, you see, this is the part of the hippocampus. The class, you see, not this is the hippocampus, like a seahorse. It corresponds to the time. It means what? If let's say you experience nibbana, actually jhana also the same, you see. This part will be occupied by the jhana and the vipassana. So you feel timeless. See or not? So actually everything relates to the brain. The jhana, samatha, vipassana will make certain part of the brain temporary malfunction. And then you don't have the time, you don't have the space. I think Elena, maybe you experienced that. You meditate, you disappear already. It's because your nimitta already borrow that particular part for meditation. You use up that part of the brain already. Here is the hippocampus. So for the nibbana, same, they will occupy the hippocampus. So that's why they will be timeless. Okay, so nibbana is a timeless. Second timeless is the conventional. It's the concept. So class, the concept is the nimitta. So both of them, they are without rising, change, and passing away. And then they don't have any intrinsic nature. Without any intrinsic nature, meaning to say that they themselves, you cannot analyze them. They don't have any characteristic, because all the concepts they are composed by many conditions. Why we say it's a concept? Because it is formed by many conditions. Okay, whereas for four primary objects, they themselves is the only one only, like earth, they are the one. So we call it, they have an intrinsic nature. And also you feel jealousy, you feel metta, all these type of consciousness are basically, they themselves possess the intrinsic nature. Okay, so that is the meaning here. Then next, let's take a look. Okay, according to circumstances, you see or not, this is according to the Tika. You see, whether it's a sense sphere jhana, okay, sense, remember jhana, jhana meaning to say that this is the moment, you see or not, this is the moment, very long, sorry, I should use this, you see or not, the J1 is the jhana moment. Remember, this whole section could be in our eye nerve, or also could be in the brain. Okay, this part. Then next, let's see. Okay, then it say direct knowledge jhana. Class, this is recorded as a psychic. The remaining sublime jhana. Sublime jhana meaning to say is the form and the formless jhana. Okay, then he say, you see or not, for the sense sphere jhana, remember, except the smiling producing jhana. Remember, smiling producing is for Arahant only. They said they take the object of the 3 times and the timeless. Meaning to say, in the sense sphere, it can take 3 times. The reason is especially this object go to the brain, of course, it can take 3 times. Okay, and then the smile producing consciousness can only take object of the 3 times only, but not timeless. Here, I think maybe because involve the concept. Class, this part is because no further explanation. I also handicapped by this part, not fully understand all. I try my best to see direct knowledge. Abhidhamma, take the object of the 3 time and the timeless. Yes, we can understand. Why? Because psychic, of course, 3 times. Because we got psychic to understand people past life. So of course you must be able to grab the past life object. Then you can know, oh, past life, you are who, you have what you have you done, you can say that. Of course you can take the future life of the object. Then I will know by using my psychic and know where are you going to reborn, right or not? So psychic sure can go 3 times one. It also can go to the timeless. The reason is because psychic is based on the jhana. Jhana is timeless. So this here very clear. During they go to the jhana, psychic and the nibbana, quite sure the hippocampus and also this part of the brain. Let's see. Now this part of the brain. Let's see. This part of the brain. Medial endocrine cortex. Both of them. How to say, have been handicapped temporary. This part of super processing of the space, see or not? It processes the space. It makes you feel fill the space because this endocrine cortex, MEC. Let's see. MEC, here is it. MEC, see or not? MEC, endocrine cortex, see or not? So meaning to say hippocampus inside, this one endocrine also this part. So it's within this part of the brain, make you feel timeless and spaceless. Okay. Then next, let's take a look. You see or not? Then the supply jhana take timeless object except second and the fourth. The reason is because they are using the concept the nimitta. Remember the supply jhana. Supply jhana meaning to say is the jhana and the formless jhana. Okay. Then which take the past subject is the second and the fourth immaterial jhana. Supramandate jhana take a timeless object which is nibbana. Yes, time's up. Sally, you are free and released. Okay, actually in next class, we have some more very interesting. Is talk about once you die, there will three situations appear in your mind to determine where we will go. We should learn it, but of course, if we go to the ceremony, we always talk the good one. Of course, people die already. The family all is in the grievance. See, so we just talk the good thing. Even though we know from Dharma, we know you maybe the case reborn to the bad place, but we don't talk about that because people are not ready for all this. Okay, get it? So next lesson, please don't miss out, especially those who listening to the video. Please come back. Don't let the bread get rotten. Okay, so we transfer the merit. Class, I think I will skip the diagram. I think you feel happy. So I skip the diagram. We don't draw it. We finish this 3 chapters. Then I ask you want me to further or have to go start back? Okay. So we transfer the